Yeah, Morgan blocked a shot when we were out on the California trip, and it acted up a little bit here in the last couple of days. So they sent him off to get pictures of it rather than practicing today. But everything came back negative, so he'll be on the trip with us, and they'll continue to manage it. But I would expect him to play.
Mitch left early, collision with Jake there. Any concern he might not be able to play? Or?
Precautionary. They'll see how he is in the morning. It's not looking like anything serious at this point. So he's going to travel and all of that kind of stuff and prepare to play. But we'll see how he is in the morning.
It's always next man up, understood. But obviously, a sigh of relief when Morgan comes through something like that, relatively unscathed, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. It was a bit surprising, obviously, because he'd been playing through it, but it acted up to the point that they wanted to get further imaging on it, and really is next man up. I mean, it took us about 3 seconds to put our attention to adjusting the lineup and moving on. That's really what you have to do, and that's what we have to do as coaches. It's what the players have to do. Make the adjustments and move along.
Yeah, so what's allowed Rasmus to become that everyday guy? And he's the guy that you move up in power play, all that sort of thing. But what's allowed him to become that?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, the power play and his ability to contribute on that is a big part of it. He has a unique skill set in that regard when you look at the group that we have. But he's just those same skills that allow him to play in the power play. That's also unique to our D group in terms of breaking the puck out, helping us move through the neutral zone and help us at the offensive blue line. So, I think those things really help him stay in, and those are important intangibles that he brings to the lineup when he's in. So that's part of it. And then the other part is just the maturity that he's shown as a young player, even since he came in with the Marlies. So all that's part of it, but he is, he's still just like the other guys. He's still in a competition here, for his spot and for his ice time, and he's got to continue to stay on top of that. We believe in him, and he's played very well for us. But you talk about him being an everyday player, and he's only sat one game to this point. But he, like Liljegren and like Dermott and Justin Hall, like all those guys that have sat games healthy, they've got to be at their best every day, and that's the biggest challenge in the NHL is to do that. And then part of that for us is just making sure we keep him healthy and fresh, and at the point where he can be at his best more often than not.
After the collision Mitch had with Jake, they had words at the bench. Seemed a little heated. What's your perspective on that? You glad to see competitors going at it? You check in with those guys, make sure it's all good, or?
I was told that there was a little bit of an exchange before I came out here, but especially those two guys, I don't worry about that kind of stuff at all. Things happen out there, whether it's practice, games, whatever. Our team's really close, and that kind of stuff will be shaken off pretty quickly.
You've been pretty happy, I think, maybe you can expand on it, with your next man up mentality, that you've got the depth that you need in these cases.
Yeah, for sure we have. We've been talking about it. Specific, I got the question on Morgan earlier that we have 7 defensemen that have contributed, and we've won games with each of them in. So you don't spend too much time worrying about it, and just like everything else that's out of your control, if you're wasting your time thinking about that, then you're taken away from worrying about the things that you can control. So yeah, we do like our depth. Whether it's the 7th defenseman that'll play, whether it's Joey Anderson coming in, whether it's Clifford that's come in, whether it's Joe Wall that's come in, and all these guys that have come in at times when we've needed help, they've done the job. And more importantly, the rest of our group that is playing has just picked up the group.
Kasha plays tomorrow night?
Kasha got through practice today, very positive. So he looks like he's trending towards a return here. He's gonna travel with the group. We'll get out to Minnesota, see how he is in the morning, and just take it from there.
So what is your early look at the Wild tell you about? I mean, this team's obviously another one. Colorado is playing a little bit hot. What is your look about the Wild's doing right now?
Well, I think it's not just right now. I think even throughout last season as well. I mean, they've really established themselves as a very difficult team to play against. They're very structured. They play extremely hard. They are big and strong and hungry around the net. So lots of really good traits that are easy to pick out about their team because it's so deliberate, so obvious, especially when you look at how they are around the net. So our ability to protect our net, keep pucks away from there, keep bodies away from there, that's really important. And then looking to play through pressure. But they're a team that plays very hard. They play very well, particularly on home ice. And just like we had to prep for Colorado the other night, we've got a lot of respect for the opponent, and we'll just have to make sure we're prepared.
How many games for Mrazek with the Marlies, do you think?
I think we'll just take it one at a time. I guess the Marlies were supposed to play tomorrow night, and that has been postponed, so he's going to play on Sunday, and we'll take it from there.
Will Ilya come on the trip with you?
Yeah, Mickey's going to travel with us too. It's really nice to see him, taking those steps. Part of it is the conditioning piece and getting back out on the ice and being around, more than just an open sheet ice, and having lots of guys out there. That's part of the making your way back. And the other piece is just, being with your teammates again. He's been isolated a lot as injured players tend to be, and we've been trying to get him integrated in our meetings and such over the last little while, and then coming on the road now is a big part of that too.
Want Joe to get a start?
Yeah, I think we're going to bring 3 goaltenders, and with Joe, just like the others that are a little banged up, we'll just have to see how they respond here in the morning tomorrow and take it from there.
Is there another level for the Matthews-Marner chemistry, or is it just kind of picking up where they left off sort of thing?
I mean, I like to think that 2 players like that, especially at their age, that there's room to grow still. There's room to grow in their chemistry. There's room to grow in their games individually. So I don't think we would say that they've maxed out their potential in any regard. Especially players with that drive that they have, paired with the talent and competitiveness. I wouldn't limit those guys at all. But certainly nice to see them connecting, and can't leave out the fact that Bunting has really contributed very well to that line as well.